Welcome back to Tommy's Trading Post. In this episode, I'm going to go through the financials for April really quickly so that I can get into the new office space that I have and show you guys around and show you kind of the systems that I've built, the different furniture and organization that I have, and just give you an overall feel for the space. And I'm excited to get into it. It's taken a little bit for me to be able to film this video and to set up the new office and all of those fun things. So let's get into it. So diving into April here, you can see that we had about 1,500 cards sold. Again, this is pretty rough, but this is the rough cards sold. We had over 4,000 for gross sales, which is really good. We'll dive into some comparisons right after. We had close to 700 in eBay fees and promotion fees, and that is my store subscription. We had close to 800 in shipping labels. That's pretty high, I feel like, but I'll have to look at the comparison. Some refunds. Again, a lot of this is the shipping discount that I do. Shipping materials was 133. Kept materials is going to definitely spike after building this new office, so that's close to 400. And then I did buy a lot of different cards, so $1,500 worth of cards here, and I'll explain a few of those in a little bit. And then miscellaneous expenses, 35. I'm starting to track some of the software side of things. But for an overall net of close to 350, 325 was a lot better than I expected. I genuinely thought that this would be pretty darn low, if not negative, especially with all of the kept materials that I had and the bought cards. These two, I mean, bought cards can get up there, but kept materials is definitely more than I normally spend on a given month. So to see an overall net of positive, I was pretty happy. Getting into kind of the comparisons here. So you can see that's the most cards that we've ever sold by close to probably like 125. It is the highest gross sales that we have ever had as well, finally breaking that 4K barrier. You can see the overall net, again, lower, but a lot of that is kept sales. Without that, that's $600. So we're staying in the positive the past couple of months, which is really great. eBay fees definitely higher, a lot of that being promoted, but that's okay. And then shipping labels was a little bit higher than normal for sure. Some bigger orders, some more high-end orders from what I remember. Getting into refunds, a little bit dipped down, especially compared to some of these other months up here, so I feel pretty good there. Shipping materials definitely down. I bought a good amount in March here. And then kept materials, again, I mentioned this, normally, we don't have that much, but this month we had close to 400. I'll show you guys everything, but that is the big expense here. And then bought cards, this might be close to one of our highest, it definitely is. So again, matching kept materials and bought cards being some of the highest that we've had. Again, having the overall net be positive is great. And then the miscellaneous expenses here. So overall, a pretty good month. I feel pretty solid with what we did here, especially with the end of it being when I was moving, setting up the office. May, the beginning of May will definitely take a hit, but we'll get into that during the May video. And some of the office supplies that I bought, some of the kept materials will slip into May as well. So that number is going to stay a little bit higher for a little bit as we continue to build out this office. Some of the stuff was early May. But other than that, I feel really good. Again, 1,500 cards for an overall net of $300 and finally crossing the gross sales of 4K. So with all of that said, let's dive into the office, showing and new office setup. So I'm going to kind of wheel you guys around and we'll go through each kind of stage of the new office. I'll try to show you everything that I can. And if there's anything that I missed or that you want more detail on, please let me know in the comments. So without ado, let's get into it. So editing Tommy here, I totally forgot I have a video of me in the old office. So what you're seeing is the setup and now the old office. What's up, everybody? This is the last video that we'll be doing in this setup. We are currently moving, and so I wanted to do a quick tour of kind of the setup or old setup that I have before we move, and I get to kind of set up my new office area for Tommy's Trading Post. So let's dive into it a little bit. It literally is just a square around me. This next one's going to be a little bit bigger, definitely more organized and less stuff on the floor. So as I was saying, let's get into it a little bit. So starting off on the left-hand side here, this is kind of my picture taking / packing area. So as we get in, we have the envelopes, we have bubble mailers that go in here. This is more of my picture taking setup. So I have a light with a tripod. I have my phone tripod / holder. This is where I take the pictures. If you take pictures manually still, instead of using a scanner, I'm just a fan of the pictures. Get a Bluetooth remote for your phone. So this I can zoom in and out. I can take the picture. I can move the camera. There's more that it can do, but that's pretty much all I need it for. So that's where I take pictures. As we move over, this is more of the shipping area. I do have to take pictures of these 1980 Series 1s today. But we have penny sleeves, top loaders, team bags, card protectors, business cards, card organizer label, tape, knife, Sharpie. You can see there's some packages over there. This is where I normally do my shipping. Then as we get into it, we open up this drawer. We've got thicker penny sleeves. We have longer penny sleeves, paper clips, sticky pads, one touches, more card organizers, some label pieces for my storage, and that's about it. Then we get into the bottom side of this. Here we have a bunch of penny sleeves. We have more of the card organizer label stand things, paper cutter. We have some light work here, so like a mini tripod. We have a tape gun, we have a microphone, we have business cards, more envelopes, thicker top loaders of different sizes. Then as we get into here, that's where the card protectors are and some plastic cases. That's kind of the main shipping photo area. Now, let's go right. We have the main desk set up, so you can see my coffee over to the left. This is a little dumbed down. I've started to pack. I used to have my personal collection here. But this is normally where I put cards that are reserved for people who want them. I have a studio display. I have Sanyun, I think they're called, speakers. I have an Elgato Stream Deck, the smaller one. Even if you don't stream, highly recommend. I have a Mac Mini. I can't remember the exact model that this is. I think it's an M1. Then we have kind of more shipping area, so I have a little bit of a light here. I have my shipping labels that I keep in the box to feed the shipping label printer. I have my scale here, so it pretty much, place cards here, take the orders, weigh them, grab shipping labels, turn all the way around, and boom, we ship them from there. So that's pretty much the setup for that stuff. As we get into the card organization, as you can see here, we kind of have this big rack area, and this houses a lot of, it houses pretty much all the cards that are listed and a good amount of my stock. So starting at this level, we start at 1977 stickers, and then we go in kind of order here. So series 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we get into the 1980s here, and then we get into the 1983s stickers, series 1, series 2. We have some 90s in here, and then we get into the 2022 Galaxy base, 2022 Galaxy inserts and refractors, flagship, and we come all the way down here, and this is more listed stuff. So we have Chrome base, Chrome refractors and inserts, Galaxies, Kakao, finest and inserts, 2024 Galaxy Chrome and base, and then this is the auto and numbered slot, and then this is just regular singles. So again, this would be singles that are not auto or numbered, but they're not on any of these UPIC listings. Since we're down here, you can see this is some of my stock. So we have the 2 graded cards here that are actually listed. I just don't have a good spot for them. This is 2023 Galaxy base stock. This is 2022 Galaxy refractor stock. And then this is a bunch of different base stocks. So 2022 Galaxy base, 2024 Galaxy base, 2023 Chrome base, and then 2023 finest base. And then we have a few more over here. So these are 93 stock. These are insert stock for finest, Kakao, Disney Phantom, and then even more of that. So it's kind of where all of that lives. We have some boxes here from eBay. And then we have larger shipping protectors over here. As we go back up, this is where a lot of my older or more used stock is. So you can see we do the same thing. 77, so this has stickers and series 1. This would also be series 1, and then it kind of goes throughout. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we go up and we have 80s. 1, 2, 3. 83 series 1 and 2 technically, and the stickers. I just don't have a ton of that. Galaxy refractor and insert, Chrome refractor and insert, and then technically we would go down. So that is pretty much how this place has been set up. Again, it is not anything amazing, but we pretty much get the orders here. We grab them here, we put them here, we weigh them here, and then we move them all the way over to here. We pack them here and we ship them over there. So with that being said, in the next clip or the next video, you'll see kind of my new setup. I am looking forward to having a whole new different setup where I'm not moving around as much. Things are a lot more organized. I'm not going from one spot to the next. And all of this stuff that is on the floor will not be on the floor. I'm looking to get good shelving and good storage areas for a bunch of stuff. We'll have dedicated tables for picture taking, so that will probably be this one with the white background. I'm gonna get a new table that will be the shipping/organizing area. And then I'll obviously still have my desk, which will be part of it, but it might not be in the same room. So we might have to buy another table just for being able to see orders on my laptop with a little bit of a monitor, and then being able to grab stuff. So it'll be kind of maybe a makeshift desk, because this will be in the main office area that we're going to have. So first, I just want to give you guys kind of an overlay of the whole room. This is me standing right back with my back up against the door here in the wall. You can kind of see the whole setup here. And the reason I'm doing this is this cart right here will be the one that I'm kind of putting my phone on with the light. But this cart is one thing I just want to get out of the way. It is kind of an area to just organize cards, to sort cards, to put random stuff on. Over here in the left-hand side, you can kind of see the cards that I need to take pictures of. You have some tape, some coasters, etc. But the nice thing is this cart moves around, so it's on wheels, if you can see that down here. So I can move this right next to the desk if I need to. I can do it over by the photo area. Really anywhere this cart needs to go, it can go. And then it fits right back here in this back section. So if I want the room to be completely open, sort of like it is now, I can do that. So that was one reason I wanted something with a cart or a cart with wheels, is so that I can use it for a multitude of things, whether it's sorting cards, whether it's helping me take pictures, whether it's a place to put the keyboard while I'm doing something over there. It's very versatile, and then I can move it completely out of the way if I just want a completely open space. So I wanted to start off with that, and then we'll get into the rest of the stuff. So what I was going to do was roll you guys around on this cart, but it doesn't really give you kind of a detailed picture of things. So I'm deciding against it, and I will just show you and then give you like the actual details of what I have here. So this is the first section. You can kind of see the door over there. It comes to here, where this is kind of the photo area. This table is mainly for photos. I don't want to scratch it. It has white for a reason. But as you get into here, I have some cards that are needed. I have these lamps that are pretty darn bright. So if I turn both of these on, you can see that I put my phone on this mount. I have my normal background here. But the nice thing is I was struggling to do pictures of like lots of cards or full sets. So what I can do now is I can completely move this out of the way. I can move this out of the way, and I can use my phone up here to take pictures of a lot more cards in one listing, just going top down. So if you're here, you can go all the way up and take a lot of pictures from up there. I can move these lights, although I don't want to at the moment. But these lights are amazing. I found these, I think somebody on Instagram Reels was showing them off. But what they are is they have 3 different lights. You can see the one here, and one here. And they can bend in all different sorts of ways. They have different color settings and brightness over here, which is really nice. I like the lighter color, or not the warmth, but the cool white. But I can use these in a multitude of ways, and I put one on each side. I can turn one on and one off. And then underneath here is where I just have a good amount of cards. Ignore that blanket. But these are full sets that I can take pictures of. In the back hand is cards that I still need to sort. One thing I'm looking at adding is a cart over here that I can have cards that I need to take pictures of or cards that I need to sort. But again, this is the photo area. So again, just pretty wide open and very versatile was the thing that I wanted. I didn't want a lot on the table. I wanted to be able to move stuff around and take the pictures that I need. I have this remote, so this works with your phone. So you can zoom in, zoom out, you can take pictures, you can move the camera, etc. I mainly use the zoom out, zoom in, and taking pictures. And then I have a level here just to make sure that my phone is level while I'm taking pictures. But this is the overall photo area. It is a lot better than what I used to do, where I had to move stuff out of the way, take photos, and then move stuff back. This is dedicated just to photos. And then as we go to the right, this is kind of, I'm gonna move this table with me. This is the card organization area. So I did do the IKEA setup here. A lot of people are starting to do this. I think it's perfect. The drawers are really nice. You can hold a lot of cards, and then you have some storage below. But what I have up here is just an extended monitor from the computer system, so that I can see whether it's orders to pull, whether it's cards to pick for pictures, etc. I have the ability to do that. And I have a really large cable on it, so I can move it wherever. I can move it over to the desk area. I can move it up here. I can even put it up here. It is just very versatile from that side. And then you get into the specific drawers. So these are the BCW 5,000 count boxes, I believe. And as you can see, I have a lot of different labels on here, but it goes all the way from 1977 all the way to the 2025 Galaxy sets. These are all of the cards that are live. So these are all the ones that are in the UPick listings, the variation listings. Then you go to the right and you have all different lots. As you can see, 2025's here, and then 2024, and so on and so forth. And then you can go here, and here are the just regular singles that I have. So again, 2025, 24, so on and so forth. So these are the single cards. I do keep my signed cards and my numbered cards in this little box up here. I just find it works better. I don't want to, completely put everything in here just because I don't, with top loaders, they don't really set up very well. I can't turn them because they're too wide for the boxes. I don't want to take any of the lots I'm starting to do, as you can see here, but the singles I want to keep in their top loaders. And then I also want to keep anything that is signed or numbered in their top loaders. And then these are just cards I need to figure out what to do with. And then as we get going, so they're soft closed drawers. You dive a little bit deeper, and these are all of the ones that are in stock for the U-Pick listings. So anything that is a U-Pick listing has a section within here. Again, starting all the way from 1977, going all the way over, I believe this side gets to 2023. And then you can close this one and open up this one, which has even more stock. So you can see I still have plenty of space to add different listings and add more stock. But over here is the continuation. So it goes 1977 and it goes by year all the way over, and then it comes back down. So you can see it starts with 2023. Can kind of see that. And then it goes all the way 2023, all the way to the 2024, which is over here, the galaxies, and then 2025. The idea is that it goes from the base to the refractor to the insert of each set. So I know which ones are there, and they're faced backwards, so I can easily grab cards if need be. And then you scroll, or you go down here, and this is just extra storage. So these are cards I need to take pictures of. This is stock over here of cards that I want to do a U-Pick or variation listing, but I don't have enough to where I want to do that. These are singles for 1977s or duplicate singles that I have. More storage, more lots that I need to take pictures of. But this thing is amazing. It keeps a ton of cards in a very small footprint. So it is a little expensive to make, but if you want to make it, it's definitely worth the investment. If you think you're going to continue to sell cards, store cards, etc., it is amazing. And I know a lot of people have videos about it. I could get into details, but I'll leave some of the links to the videos that I looked at in the description. And then now we're going to move over to the office area where I'll explain more of that side of things. So let's get into it. So diving into kind of the desk/office, this is mainly shipping area. So as you can see here, I have my thermal label printer. I have my Mac Studio down here. I have my main monitor here. So again, this is all hooked up to that as well. So I can just drag stuff over as needed. Obviously, computer, mouse, keyboard, and then this is all of the different shipping supplies, not all of it, but the main ones. So I have my penny sleeves, top loaders, team bags for graded cards / lots, my knife and Sharpie. I have card protectors. I have small envelopes, large envelopes, smaller team bags, my business cards, and tape. And then I do have my my scale over here for different orders that I need to measure or to weigh, so that I know which ones, what the exact weight is on them. The idea here is I can take the orders from here. So I pull them here, put them here. I can take them to here, get the label. I can always move this. So what I do a lot of the time is I place this rolling cart to my technically right, at the moment to my left, so that I can place my keyboard and mouse on there so I can still use them, but I have all of this space for shipping. That was another thing that I had a problem with at my old space, is I didn't have a dedicated area for shipping. I mainly had like my desk, and that was my shipping area, or I had to move cards from one side of the room to to my computer and desk, and then to a shipping area, which was also my photo area. So it was a lot of taking stuff out and moving things around so that I could do certain things. This drawer is just a bunch of different random stuff. So I have extra top loaders, etc. I have a pegboard up here so I can put a bunch of different supplies. I'm still working on exactly what needs to be up there, but I have my scissors. I have my different label printer, small label printer. I have a bunch of different things up there. That's less used. And then as we go down, you can see here I have a drawer where I have a bunch of different supplies, kind of stock supplies. So I have bigger team bags, regular team bags, small bubble mailers, penny sleeves, business cards, some rags just in case. I have my bubble wrap under here, which I have a big box of it stored behind so you can't really see it. And then we get into here and we have our bigger bubble mailers and our boxes, which again, I have more of these. They're just stored so you don't see them. I try to keep things as clean as possible. I don't want a bunch of different boxes everywhere. But this is my main shipping area. So again, I pull cards here, put them up here. Then I can move them to here. If I need to weigh them, they're there, but I have all of my supplies that I need for shipping in one specific area, which is massive. I don't have to get up to go grab something. And then I just restock this weekly. So as you can see, my card protectors are a little bit low. I just have a box down to my right. So you can see as we go more right, there are more supplies here. So here are the extra card protectors, but you can see we have our packing tape. We have different types of sleeves. We have different types of top loaders. We have bigger card protectors. We have extra labels. This is kind of stuff that isn't needed a lot of the time, but it is needed eventually. And then you go to the right and we have a little bit more of that. So these are card dividers, some extra plastic boxes, some one touch, and then just a little bit of like tools and things that I will use every now and then. But the idea is that, again, everything's within arm's reach. I have my trash can, I have all of the cards, move them over, shipping. It's easy. And then I just move them here when I'm done with them to make sure that they're out of the way. And then I pack them in a backpack. So that's kind of the main shipping area. Again, as you can see, we're going from taking photos to card organization to card pulling to shipping orders to being done with shipping orders. So that's the main kind of quote unquote business side of things. As we keep going, I will show you more of like the decoration / bigger storage pieces of the office, but this is kind of the main area that I'm in, including this rolling table that pretty much comes with me everywhere. So now let's get into a little bit more of the decoration, entertainment, storage area of things. So as we get into it, you can see here, I have some of my Legos, but this is the main kind of area just to store things. And then I have obviously a TV here. I'm still working on getting my Wi-Fi set up. Don't talk to me about it. It's been a long process, but so you go right, and this is more just storage, right? So I have a bunch of top loaders. I have more card dividers. I have more top loaders. It's just a bunch of different things. Here's some smaller envelopes. I have more envelopes down here. But the idea is that this is just all storage that I can use for different shipping supplies, different card organizing supplies. I even have damaged cards over here that I will sell off as one big lot. I have extra cards that I don't want to store in the IKEA thing down here. So a lot of flagship inserts are down there. But overall, just storage. I have, again, the TV, but then I have my Legos. I have my personal cards up here. So this is a recent PSA magazine that my brother-in-law got me. But then as you can see here, I'll kind of move this light a little bit. This is kind of like the personal card display area. So with that light getting out of the way a little bit more, you can see I have my wax packs. I have a card that I need to get a top loader for, but this is my Obi-Wan collection right here. So I've showed these cards off a bunch, but there's a bunch of different cards, all out of 50, except for this 2024 Galaxy as a Prism, which I'm trying to find a Mojo refractor for. And then you go up, and this is kind of more like Clone Wars, episode 2, episode 3 era of cards, all Mojo refractors. But this is kind of just the display area. I don't have a large PC that is on purpose. I've done a video about that, but if people want to, see more of my cards in detail, I can definitely do that. And then we just go right, again, entertainment-ish area. We're going to get the Alexa set up, more Legos, and then just a bunch of more storage. To be honest, it's more storage than I need at the moment, but I plan on getting a lot of supplies, like shipping supplies. And then as we go over, you can kind of see what I was talking about in terms of storing stuff in the back. So again, this is out of view most of the time, but there's a bunch of bubble wrap. And then one of those is large bubble mailers. The other one is small bubble mailers. Anything that's big boxes that I can't supply or store anywhere at the moment, in large bulk, I just put back here. So I can easily go back here, grab large envelopes, and then walk them just to that area where I have them for my week. And I just restock again weekly. But overall, that's kind of the main space in terms of storage. I'm still organizing things, but overall it feels pretty good. And I'm still working on getting, more decoration, making it a less just kind of empty space, but we'll get there eventually. And then the last thing I forgot to show real quick is just my whiteboard. So again, this white table that rolls around will be stored over in this empty area. And then I have my my whiteboard here where it has my weekly, my monthly to-dos, it has my ideas. I'm still working on kind of how I want to set that up, but that is the door that I was standing at originally. But that's where I keep that. That will eventually go away. I don't know why that cover is there, but just wanted to quickly do that since I forgot about it. But that is one thing that I just recently set up. But that is the overall office. It is a pretty solid space. Again, it just flows very well from left to right as we go. And I'll give you guys kind of a wider view, but this is the main area now. So yeah, welcome to the new Tommy's Trading Post office. I have spent a lot of time and energy on this office. I'm excited that it is pretty much set up. I'm sure things will be added or removed or, whatever the case may be over the coming years. But this is the main office now. I don't have to share it with my work stuff or my life stuff. This is mainly and solely for Tommy's Trading Post. So again, anybody that wants more details on things, please reach out. I've had a few people already reach out who collect cards for me. But if you want any details on any of the things that you saw, please let me know. I'm excited for this space to be able to allow me to sell more cards, but also be able to connect with different collectors. I already had one collector who buys from me come here and see a bunch of the cards and the new space and how I have things set up. And it's just more of an inviting space for people to come to. Again, I will be cautious with who that is, but it is a space that I want to be able to grow this and build a better kind of system in, and just be able to get cards to collectors that truly want them and just enjoy Star Wars a little bit more and have a space just for Star Wars. So thanks for riding with me on this journey. We're just getting started. As you can see, this is a brand new space. So I'm excited for what's to come, and we'll see you in the next episode. Peace.